G'day guys, Matt Fradd here. Thank you so much for considering supporting the work of Pints with Aquinas. I know you're used to just seeing my fat head on YouTube, but there's actually a whole team of people that go into making Pints with Aquinas the best that it can be. We have social media people, graphic design people, video editing people, a whole marketing team, and all of this is made possible because of the support of our patrons. 5 years ago when I started Pints with Aquinas, I would not have believed that, 5 years from then, I'd be sitting in a professional studio that I was able to build with these beautiful lights and cameras, that I'd be flying people in for in-person interviews, that I'd be hosting monthly debates, that we could bring Father Gregory Pine on to be doing these weekly live streams. There's so much that goes into this, and it all costs money. And we really want Pints with Aquinas to be the best that it can be. And we've got a lot of plans to make it bigger and bigger, and so that it can reach more people. So if you want to support the show, it would just mean the world. I mean, here on Patreon, you give $10 a month, we send you a book with stickers. You give $20, we'll send you a Pints with Aquinas beer stein and things like that. And plus the book. And we also do like regular courses, video courses from professors around the country. All sorts of behind the scenes material that I'm constantly updating on Patreon. You can send me a message whenever you want. There's just tons of advantages to being on Patreon. Just kind of my way of thanking you for thanking me with your money. It really does help everything. So here you go. You can give right here on patreon.com/MattFradd. Also, I should point out, but nobody tell Patreon I'm telling you this, if you're somebody who wants to support the show, but you don't really like Patreon or you don't really care for the Patreon experience, you could go to pintswithaquinas.com and give directly. That would be another way that you could give. Now, I also would like to say, we get a lot of emails from people saying that their lives are changing because of the work of Pints with Aquinas and the fantastic guests that I have on the show. We've really lost count of how many people have said that they're converting to Catholicism because of the show. But I really think that this is a spiritual issue. It's not because of my cleverness or the charm of my guests. It's because of the Holy Spirit. And I'm of the opinion that supernatural conversions, they don't happen except for the grace of God. So, if you're going to support me on Patreon, would you also please pray for me and pray for my guests and pray for those who are watching the show? And that might be just something simple like praying a Hail Mary now. Or if you say are a regular prayer of the Rosary, you might offer an Ave for me there. Just honestly, this consistent prayer would just be such a blessing because, this is a spiritual fight. And we're going to need the power of God to help people, see the truth of Catholicism. So God bless you. Thank you kindly, and thank you for considering becoming a patron.